Hello everybody. In this lesson I am going to show you how to simplify square roots. Now first of all you might be asking, why do you want to simplify square roots? Some of the square roots are kind of easy. For example, the square root of 4 is 2. Why? Well, 2 times itself gives you 4. That's what a square root is. So this answer is really easy. Now there are some answers that are not quite so easy, like 18. Now, the square root of 18 is some decimal. I'm going to get out my little calculator here and figure out what that decimal is. If I plug in the square root on my calculator and I do 18, I get 4.2426. So I'm going to write that down, 4.2426. Now, unfortunately, the thing about the square root of 18 is it's not 4.2426. It's 4.2426, 40687, 40687, ... It goes on forever. It's called an irrational number. So that answer really can't be utilized as a decimal because the decimal goes on forever, and I'm not going to write millions and billions of decimals. So what we do is we actually kind of break this down into the square root of 9 and 2. And that's how we simplify a square root. Well, why 9 and 2 and not 6 and 3? Well, the reason is because 9 has an even square root. The square root of 9 is 3. So all I have to do for that problem to simplify it is write it as the square root of square root of 9, which is 3, and then leave this 2, because I can't do the square root of 2 as a square root of 2. That is what a simplified square root looks like. Square roots, by the way, are often called radicals. So I might use that word. I'll either use square roots or use radicals interchangeably. So this is 3 radical 2. Now that decimal is the same. However, this is a simplified version that includes all the decimals. You just don't see them because the square root of 2 is, a lot of decimals. So that's the overall viewpoint of how to do this. So when I give you the square root of 500 and I say simplify, you're not plugging that into your calculator and getting a decimal. You're trying to break it down into simplified square roots. Now, I'm going to show you the hard way, and then I'll show you the easy way. Now, if you know this list, then the hard way actually becomes the fast, easy way. But a lot of people don't know this list. Where does this list come from? Well, 1 squared is 1, 2 squared is 4, 3 squared is 9, 4 squared is 16. And if you know that list really well and you can divide really well, you can say which one of the numbers on the list goes into 500. And you can rewrite it as 100 times 5. Why did I pick 100 times 5 and not something different? Because 500 could be something different. The reason why I picked 100 is because 100 is on my list. 100 is an equal square root. It's 10. The square root of 100 is 10. I can't take the square root of 5, so I leave it. Now that's the hard way, although it goes fast, if you know this list and you can divide. This is I think it's the easier way, but it at times takes a little more time. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use a factor tree and break down 500. Now, I don't know what goes into 500. Oh, I know what 10 does. 10 times 50? I could use my calculator to get those numbers. I don't know. And then break down 10 into 2 and 5. And break down 50 into 5 and 10. And break everything down to prime numbers. That's prime, that's prime, that's prime. 10 becomes 2 and 5. Now, 500 changes to the square root. Square root of 500 changes to the square root of 2, 2, 2, 2, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5. Now, if you don't believe me, feel free to use your calculator and go 2 times 2 times 5 times 5 times 5. You're going to get 500. It's the same thing. Why do I do this? Because then I can circle pairs. These are a pair. That's 4. The square root of 4 is 2. Pull it out front. This is a pair. 5 times 5 is 25. The square root of 25 is 5. Pull it out front. This one doesn't have a friend, so I leave it. 5. My answer, 5 times 2, 10, square root of 5. That's how you simplify a square root by using the break it down method. Now I'm going to call the break it down method get out of jail. Some teacher told me this once, and it was very clever, and it works. Here is how you think of it. I'm going to change to blue so you can see what I'm saying. Think of this as being a jail. Square roots are bad. They're jail. You don't want to go to jail. And once you break things down, which I think everybody is capable of, you want to break out of jail because you don't want to stay in jail. The only problem is you can't break out of jail unless you have a friend. Oh, look, these two are friends. So they dress up like each other, because that's kind of like hiding, and they break out to become a 2. Hey, here's a buddy. Let's break out of jail. These two guys break out of jail. They become a 5. They're out of jail. This guy can't break out. Oh, he's all lonely. He has to stay. So if you use this break out of jail method, you will never be wrong. I'll give you another example or idea. Now this one has 2 different square roots. So I'm going to kind of do this one over here. 3 square root of 12, break it down. 12 becomes 4 times 3. 4 becomes 2 and 2. In jail, I have a 2, a 2, a 3. 2, 2, 3. That's 12. Here's another guy that's in jail. Oh, you know what? It's the same jail, square root. So I'm just going to count these guys under the same jail. 6 is 2 and 3. So here's my 12. Here's my 6, broken down. Break out of jail. Yay, we can break out. This guy is already out. This guy comes out. Notice how it becomes 1, 2. Why? Because 2 times 2 is 4, and the square root of 4 is 2. Oh, here's another buddy. Ooh, let me use a different color here so you can see this. These 2 are able to break out because they have friends. Oh, lonely Mr. 2 can't break out. He stays. Final answer, 3 times 2 times 3, this is 6, 6 times 18. 18 square roots of 2. That is a simplified version of this problem. Why do you want to simplify? It'll all become apparent later, but this is the same decimal as this. But this one will be easier to work with in larger problems, problems that are applied to the real world. So I don't know if you can read that, but I'll rewrite it. It's 18 radical 2. Okay, let's do one more for fun. I didn't have a square root symbol, so I put SQRT. That's how you put it in a computer. However, I will now write it as the square root of 1,512. Holy mackerel, that's a big number to break down. Grab my calculator. 1512 divided by 2, because it's an even number, is 756. 2 and 756. Ooh, 756, break it down. Divide by 2. 378. 2 and 378. 378, even number, divided by 2. 189. Oh, 189 is where I run into problems. Odd number. However, 8 plus 9 is 17, plus 1 is 18. I know that 3 goes into 18, so 3 goes into 189. 63, now we're talking. Because 63 I can do fast because I know my times tables. 7 times 9. Okay. So what I need to do now, oh, I forgot to break down 9. 9 is not prime yet, 3 and 3. Once you get all of these numbers, you rewrite. The square root of 1512 is 1, 2, 2 2s, 3 2s, 3 2s. I'll circle them. 2, 2, 2, times, times. 1, 3, 2 3s, 3 3s. 1, 2, 3. A 7, a 7. You should always have prime numbers here. These are prime. Can't break down 7. I had a 9, but I broke it down to 3 and 3. Bottom of the tree. Break out of jail. Yay! 2. Yay! 3. No friend, no friend, no friend. They must stay. All right, so here's my final answer, but I got to just simplify. 2 times 3 is 6. Ooh, this is tough because this is 6. 6 times 7, 42. 6 square root of 42 is my final answer. Now 6 times the square root of 42 is 38.88. I'll put a little wavy equal sign, means approximately equal to 38.88. And lo and behold, that is the same as the square root of 1512, 38.88. That answer is the same. However, this version is going to be easier to work with later than this big, huge number of 1512. That is breaking down square roots. It's a pretty simple process. I like to do the get out of jail process. Good luck. Hope it works for you. Thanks for coming today.